I have always been captivated by the immensity of nature and by its powerful presence that we many times ignore. But once you're in the Amazon, it is hard to ignore the stunning landscapes that surround you. My first encounter, so to speak, with the vast Amazon jungle was an hour into my flight from Bogota to Leticia. As I peeped through the window of the aircraft, I was shocked to see an ocean of green. As far as my eyes could tell, there was jungle, and I could distinguish a texture of treetops right below me. We were suspended on top of the lungs of the world, and that to me was simply breathtaking. So once I arrived on land, seeing how people lived along the river was also remarkable. The month of July was the season when the river had grown, and it was a prosperous time for fishing. But once you're in the jungle, there's really nothing much you could do. So when I wasn't interacting with the community or playing with children, I decided to find a spot where I could just sit and do nothing. So this picture here is of a small pool where I had the luxury, I would say, of seeing, listening, and existing with the Amazon. But the most outstanding of all sights by far was traveling along the river. It was the most remarkable of my moments there. It took the motorized boat over 5 hours to get to Centro Providencia, the community where I was staying in for 5 days. And the wind was hitting my face, there was a constant buzz from the motor, and the splash of water that was giving way to the boat. And all these senses combined into a micro-universe of what it is like to submerge into the vastness of this landscape. So you get this notion that time isn't passing, and it is hard to put into words, but I remember on my way back from La Pedrera, it must have been around 2 in the afternoon, and the sun was bright and shining behind our necks, and I recall feeling deeply touched by all the nature that was around me. This scenario where the jungle was clearly reflecting on the waters of the river, and I remember thinking that it was so perfect that it even gave the impression that the river and the sky could at some point reverse their position, and before I knew it, I could find myself soaring through the white and blue sky. If I could describe this feeling, it was beautiful, it was pure bliss, and it was absolutely worthwhile.